segue.
All right, Eminem has a second greatest hits coming out, and here's the track list. I don't know if you can see the screen right now, but it looks like
Yeah,
I think
I'll
somebody
pull it up in
either
1 second.
leaked the track list or something or whatever, but it appears that Godzilla, Lucky You, Lighters, Nat, Cinderella Man, Walk on Water featuring Beyonce, Rap God, Love the Way You Lie, Won't Back Down, Higher, Berserk, Not Afraid, from the D to the LBC featuring Snoop, Nowhere Fast, Fall, Phenomenal, Fast Lane, Bad Meets Evil, You're Never Over, 3 a.m., Spacebound, Beautiful Monster, Venom, Crack a Bottle, Is This Love, '09, that's the 50 Cent unreleased song that people were saying is out there, River, that was the one that did a whole bunch of records with Ed Sheeran, and you got Survivor, I like Survival, Best Friend, Darkness, Kings Never Die featuring Gwen Stefani, No Love, Headlights, The King and I featuring CeeLo, and Farewell. What do you think about that track list for a greatest hits for a top five MC all time?
What'd you just say? I'm sorry. What?
Man.
What?
Okay,
What?
excuse me. A greatest hits for an MC that some people will refer to as a top five MC all time.
Well, if any. Okay, so you remember when Rakim came out with the 18th letter?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how it came packaged with the greatest hits attached next to it?
Mm-hmm.
We really haven't gotten a Rakim greatest hit since then, have we?
Mm-mm.
You want to know why?
Because those are the
Because
greatest hits.
it's the greatest hits.
You know,
But also,
you
too,
can't have a part two for greatest hits. They're the
no,
greatest hits, right?
correct. But I kind of want you to answer some of your own questions. What do you tell me recently about how you feel about like when like outtakes and greatest hit CDs and all that shit starts popping up on an artist catalog?
Well, I heard
Remember
this
that?
from a very well respected music executive that record labels start putting out greatest hits albums on artists when they're finished. Eminem has two. He's been
Okay,
finished
so
twice.
no,
Again,
I'm
we
gonna
don't have a common greatest hits because they don't feel like he's finished.
I'm gonna tell you.
We don't have a Kanye West greatest hits either.
Hold on, we don't have one, and we won't be getting one anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
Feel me?
Right.
We don't have a Ghostface greatest hits. We
They
don't
got
have a
some
Nas
underground
greatest
ones
hits.
that be out there, but it ain't no official ones.
Yeah, not
And I
not
think that
official.
I think
Like
that when Nas was about to leave Columbia and go to Def Jam, they put out a greatest hits on him. But that's a label move. That's when
like I
somebody
said,
leaves the
that's not.
label, they do that too. But yeah,
So no. That was Nas pretty much telling them it's time to fulfill these album obligations to
right,
you guys because I'm sick of you. You're gonna take this lost tapes. You're gonna take these remixes. You're gonna take this Illmatic re-release, and you're gonna take this greatest hits.
right.
Thank you and have a good day. Right. That's a business move. Like real greatest hits. Like when I'm hearing a greatest hits, and this is what I'm. Hold on. This is what I mean about Rakim's greatest hits when the 18th letter came back out. It was actual greatest hits. Like Mike, you just named songs. It's like I may know 7 of those songs, like vaguely 7, and it's a greatest hits.
For an artist that has sold more records than anybody in the genre, man with the super chat says greatest mids of all time. Used to like M, but stop. Jay Short says Jay did everything right. He had A+ features and producers. He got all the radio play, collabo albums with the two biggest stars in the world and the biggest R&B star of the last 30 years. And Nas is still right there.
No,
Says a
listen.
lot.
This
Go
is what
ahead.
a greatest hit sounds like. A greatest hit sounds like you know all the songs on there when you're all time great.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to Rakim's greatest hits list. It's 15 songs. Listen to these records,
Okay.
like because there's stuff missing. I want you to listen to these 15. I know you got soul.
I've heard that.
Follow the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Eric B. Can I interest you in Eric B. as president? Are you familiar with Eric B. as president?
I've heard it a couple times.
Can I submit to you maybe the microphone fiend? Are you familiar with microphone fiend?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard I Ain't No Joke?
I heard that song before.
What about Lyrics of Fury? Is this ringing a bell?
I've heard that one.
Mike, I believe this track gets referenced sometimes. It's called My Melody.
Okay.
Okay. There's this up. Know the Ledge. Okay. You know the star of Juice is, right? It's Tupac Shakur, right?
Know the Ledge.
You know they chose to do the leadoff single?
Well, I mean,
right.
I remember when he performed that on In Living Color. Incredible.
Can I interest you and Move the Crowd? The actual, where he actually describes what it means to be an MC.
Yeah.
And how an MC should actually,
How can I move the crowd? First of all, ain't no mistakes allowed. I was just listening to Mighty Healthy today, and I'm just thinking about how many lines
people have taken
come from this man.
How many people have taken from all of these records because they're great hits?
Yeah.
All these records have been stolen from.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Have not all of these records
have been paid
from
homage to? Been paid homage to.
Listen, on Capital Punishment, what are they saying? Remember me, the one you got your idea from? Remember me, the one you got your technique from? Right, where does that come from? It comes from I Ain't No Joke.
It does.
We're going to keep on going. We're not done with this greatest hits. This is what a real greatest hits sound like. Remember Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em? You and I referenced Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em on here recently on many occasions. Type of mic performance that is. I believe we've been having a conversation about Mahogany in reference to how it inspired Nas on New York State of Mind very recently.
Yeah. Mahogany's important.
In the Ghetto. Can I interest you in the Ghetto? Some more swagger, Jack. You know how many niggas have taken some shit from In the Ghetto? This is what a greatest hits looks like. I'm not done yet.
Okay,
we're not
keep
done.
it going.
Greatest hits isn't done. It's Casualties of War, Mike.
Ooh.
Punisher.
Yeah.
And then Paid in Full.
Now, if somebody who doesn't really follow hip-hop like that or wasn't around in that era hadn't heard The Punisher or Casualties of War, I wouldn't be mad, right? But the rest of those records, those are standards, man. And somebody in the chat says, everybody can't be Rakim. How about you do this, man? Can you pull up Outkast's greatest hits and see if everybody's heard any of them songs?
It's a problem. It's
I'm just saying, I mean, because if that's what the greatest hits is, or if you want to pull up LL's greatest hits, I mean, since we're talking about solo artists.
You don't want to pull up L's greatest hits. You don't want to pull up L's greatest hits. Everybody taking the L.
Yeah.
2 L's.
2 L's.
Everybody taking 2 L's.
Let me go back to this track list, man.
Shit is ridiculous.
I mean, I've heard of Godzilla. I don't know how that record goes. I'm just going to be honest. All right. I would say the one record on here, what would you say the biggest, quote unquote, hit on this track list is?
I mean, Rap God was just the song that I was most familiar with. So I don't even know how to feel about that.
But that was about a challenge more so. And that was about the statement.
I don't think Rap God's a greatest hits level song.
It's not a good song. He's not even saying words on there. LP with a super chat says Nas and Jay can drop another greatest hits album just off of what they did after the first greatest hits album. Rakim didn't drop enough after his first greatest hits to have another one. Right, he kind of just sat down. Jay Short with the super chat says, Tim for Coop, this album wasn't meant for listening or accuracy. It was meant to serve as a historical document.
No. You want to know it?
All right, let's go to the Outkast greatest hits if you got it up. Or LL, either one, whichever one you pulled up.
No, we going I was actually saying Outkast isn't fair because people are gonna say we're 2 and on 1, so we're gonna pull up LL shit.
Well, somebody also brought Tupac in the conversation too. I mean, if you want to bring up,
definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's too much depth.
Okay, let's go LL's greatest hits. I listen to this greatest hits all the time, so I kind of probably know this one off top.
I actually listen to this greatest hits all the time too, Mike. Hold on. So
he got 2 of them though.
I'm about to say he does. So let's go to want to do All World? Is that the one we're going off of?
Mm-hmm.
I remember like the little lime green CD is like lime greenish, yellow-ish kind of.
Right.
I Can't Live Without My Radio.
Oh, radio. Classic. Boom.
I'm pretty certain that I mean, it made Run from Run DMC rap different. How about that?
Yeah.
Rock the Bells, maybe?
I've heard Rock the Bells. I've heard of that song.
I'm Bad.
I'm Bad. Yeah.
Maybe I Need Love. You know the reason that R&B and hip-hop records exist in a merger and in a fusion? The reason that rappers make love songs?
Yeah. It was the one that proved that it could actually work and be a big hit.
Yeah. How about Going Back to Cali?
Going Back to Cali. Not a big fan of the song, but it was a hit. And this is the
I
greatest
am a big
hit.
fan of the song, and I love Going Back to Cali.
Okay.
Always have.
I think at the time, if we want to be real about it, it was a very big risk sonically, and it worked.
No, I Need Love and I'm Going Back to Cali are hits, but they're risk at the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. He takes risks and he fucking wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Jack the Ripper. I think we
Classic.
all know how that went.
The baddest around.
Can I interest you in Jingling Baby?
Oh man.
Does Eminem have anything bigger than Jingling Baby?
I think Jingling Baby is over time, man. It might have become my favorite LL record.
Love Jingling Baby.
Uncle
Let me see
L,
the earrings.
Fusion of the Funk.
Big Old Butt.
Okay.
That might be the weakest song on here.
And it's we all know the words. We all know the story.
Right. The Booming System.
Booming System, classic.
Around the Way, Girl, even more classic.
Yeah.
Mama Said Knock You Out, my favorite LL song.
Classic.
Backseat of My Jeep. I Need a Beat remix.
Yeah, man. That's a game changer. That sounds like this is the greatest hits right here. At
We're
least
not
from
done.
and you know, a lot of y'all.
Done. These are what greatest hits sound like. I'm not done.
And you know what? Home. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can we finish? Let's just finish with LL's greatest hits. Doing It.
Mm-hmm.
Instant classic. Remember when you first heard Doing It? It was like, yep, instant classic.
Yeah.
Just like when you heard Lounging, instant classic. Just like Hey Lover, instant classic. Ain't Nobody. That's just a bonus track. They did Ain't Nobody as a bonus track. Be a classic.
Did they put I Shot You on there? Is the I Shot You remix on there?
Use a track like Ain't Nobody against Ja Rule. You feel me? It's a throwaway for L.
Isn't the I Shot You remix on there?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like,
so which one did you pull up? You pulled up All World 2 or the first one?
All World.
Okay. Because I think two might have put the I Shot You remix on it, and I think the Lounging remix is on another one. So,
yeah.
Ohio K with the super chat says, nah, let's hear that Tupac greatest hits just for the people who don't think Pac was that dude.
Hold on. First of all, Tupac's greatest disc set was a 2-disc set because you needed 2 discs. Off rip, you didn't have to separate it by any sort of set of years or anything. It's like, no, we need 2 of those. We need a 2-piece right now because it's not gonna fit on one.
And you know,
and they did. Hold on. That's when I realized that they knew that they had messed up putting the California Love version on All Eyes on Me, because on the greatest hits, the version of California Love that you hear is the version that we know is better. The version that came out with the video. It's on the greatest hits. Dear Mama's on the greatest hits. So Many Tears is on the greatest hits. Temptations is on the greatest hits. God Bless the Dead. I Ain't Mad at You. Pour Out a Little Liquor.
Pull it
Soulja
up real quick.
Story.
Pull it up. I want to hear that.
We can pull it up if you want to.
Pull it up real quick, man. But you know what? When it comes to this LL thing, though, it's funny. A lot of people in this room probably wouldn't even have LL as a top 10 MC. And a lot of people, and you know, I don't even want to say in this room because I think we have some very hip-hop head listeners. A lot of people out there will sit there and tell you Eminem is top 5 all time, and they won't even rank LL at all. And this is what this man's greatest hits looks like in comparison to somebody like a LL Cool J.
No, you don't.
Go ahead with the Tupac thing.
I don't know if we want to do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Looks bad.
Let's do it for T-Pain. Let's do it for T-Pain out there.
This is really for T-Pain. Right. Keep your head up.
Okay. Heard that song.
2 of America's Most Wanted.
Yep.
Temptations. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, that just beat Eminem's greatest hits that they just right there. We're done. But we can keep going. God Bless the Dead was an unreleased track, but I love God Bless the Dead, actually. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite Tupac records. That's the Pac that I love. Hail Mary. I think we all remember Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Me Against the World, the actual song. How Do You Want It?
Yeah. So
Many Tears. This one had the Unconditional Love that was previously unreleased. I love Unconditional Love. I thought that was dope what they did with it. Trapped.
Yeah. Featuring
Shock G. That's off the first album. That and Brenda's Got a Baby were the best records on the first joint. Life Goes On off All Eyes on Me. I would have preferred Picture Me Rolling, but I think Picture Me Rolling might be on disc 2 if memory serves. Hit 'Em Up. You know how I feel about Hit 'Em Up. People love it more than I do.
Yeah.
Troublesome, which was under release. I didn't like Troublesome that much. Brenda's Got a Baby. I Ain't Mad at You. I Get Around. Changes.
It's a big
California
song.
Love, the real version.
Mm-hmm.
Picture Me Rolling is on here. I take that back. You You can keep that Picture Me Rolling Is on here. How Long Will They Mourn Me from Thug Life? Toss It Up's on here. Dear Mama's on here. All About You on here. To Live and Die in LA. Hearts of Men. They're missing stuff. They're missing stuff. It's a double disc. They're missing stuff, Mike.
Crazy. Now I know people are pointing out that this is a second greatest hits.
Would be the last greatest
Pull
hits.
up the first greatest hits, the first curtain call when you get a chance. But my question would be, why would you force a second greatest hits if this is what you got to pull from? We got to ask
his first
ourselves
greatest
this.
hits.
And I feel like the other part of it is numerically, these songs are hits. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did numbers. And so this kind of skews the lens of what exactly is a hit or considered to be a hit in hip hop in these days. Not even just hip hop, and just the music industry in general. Is this based on streams, numbers? You got the first greatest hits?
Oh, it's not gonna cut it.
Go ahead.
It's not gonna cut it.
Go ahead.
Fact.
Huh?
I think the record is called Fact. I think that was one of the newer tracks that they released for. It's on Curtain Call. The Way I Am.
Okay.
That's up high for a reason. I told you that's his best rap song.
And you know that for everybody out there, that takes from Rakim's Pay the Full album as well.
It does.
Yeah.
Actually.
And you know what? I've always said that, whenever people always bring up what Rakim says about, Eminem, this and that, what's he supposed to say? He's getting caked off from being sampled. Why not?
He is.
Go ahead.
My name is
Trash. I'm sorry.
It is Stan. See, they know what it is. You see how they stuck My Name Is between his most credible hits, like his most credible hip hop songs, The Way I Am and Stan. That's the Interscope machine knowing what his catalog really looks like. I just want to highlight that to people. They know what his shit looks like. They're like, no, we're taking his two best songs and we're going to put that pop candy shit right there in the middle and try to let it fly. So it goes The Way I Am, My Name Is, Stan. So the two credible songs scrunch between the pop candy trash. Lose Yourself goes right after that.
That's his best song.
Huh?
That's his best song.
I still think The Way I Am is better because it's more personal to me. But Shake That, featuring Nate Dogg. I forgot about Shake That, to be honest with you. Sing for the Moment.
I think that's one of his better songs.
Me too.
His first greatest hits is going up and down right now. Go ahead.
Without Me.
Trash.
Like Toy Soldiers.
Never liked that record either.
Me neither. The Real Slim Shady.
Trash.
Mockingbird.
Trash.
I like Mockingbird a little bit. Guilty Conscience.
I like Guilty Conscience.
Top 5. Cleaning Out My Closet. Top 5.
You like Cleaning Out My Closet?
I do. It's top 10. It might not be top 5. It's top 10. It's one of the 10 best songs.
Mama, I never met that.
That beat's crazy. It's really more that beat. That's one of the best beats he rapped on, in my opinion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just Lose It.
No.
When I'm Gone.
It was cool. It's not a greatest hits thing.
See, this is what I mean. So, so it's like this, and I tell people this. It's like if Snoop Dogg had like a greatest hits, the Shiznit would still be on there. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Because we all know what the Shiznit is. You feel me?
I mean, Doggy Style could be Snoop's greatest hits. You put the whole album up there.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that to say it's like the Shiznit would find its way on. Like certain stuff would find its way on because Snoop's catalog, Snoop would need 2 discs, legitimately.
Yeah, definitely. Because
he's like got Doggy Style and then he's got the rest of his career. But that's what greatest hit shit looks like. Here's what I mean. Think about this. Like if Snoop were to do a greatest hits and it was to be like kind of put together in order of like how big the hits were, it's like Drop It Like It's Hot would be like 8. Mm-hmm. That would start off this greatest hits.
Jay Short with the super chat says, I'm not a huge Eminem fan, but to be fair, he's like Nas. His hits aren't the best song. A best of would probably be better.
So hold on. So when
But
you
the
say
thing
that,
is, though, he sold so many records, so it's like
no, mm-mm,
you have to have hits or highlight
mm-mm,
hits to do the numbers
no,
that he's done,
no.
right?
I get what he's trying to do, but here's where I'm not about to let that slide. It's like, okay, not all hits are built the same. It's like when you're saying that, you have to understand, like the singles on Illmatic are "It Ain't Hard to Tell," "The World Is Yours," and "One Love."
Yeah.
Those are the singles. But also, he has stuff like "Taken in Blood" and "Silent Murder." Where's "Taken in Blood" and "Silent Murder" on the Marshall Mathers LP on his second album? Like, where's "Taken in Blood" and "Silent Murder"?
Oh,
Where's
so
"I
you're
Gave You
saying like
Power"?
the in-depth stuff that wasn't a
Yeah,
quote
like
unquote
where's
hit? Yeah.
that stuff that he's talking about that M has? Where's the setup and shootouts at? Where's "I Gave You Power"? Where's "Taken in Blood"? Where's "Silent Murder"?
There's levels to
No,
this. Yeah.
there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Hold on. You want to talk singles? People always talk about it's like, man, Nas's singles is some of the best rap shit ever. Nas's Life was a single.
Yeah.
Yeah,
KD
It Ain't Hard
says
to Tell was the Nas's first single. Halftime was a single off of a soundtrack. It's like, this some rap shit. He
KD
does rap
says
shit.
KD says, have y'all spoke on Game's LA Leaker freestyle? No, not yet. We will speak on that, and I think we do need to speak on the LA Leakers and the Tiger situation and stuff too.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, it's interesting to me because these songs on a numeric level, they're hits.
Mm-hmm.
But from a hip hop head level, and do we actually hear these songs in hip hop spaces? I can't say that they are hits. You know, it's one
So,
of those things where like Slick Rick's Mona Lisa probably didn't do numbers. That shit's a hit. It's a hip hop hit. And so I think what this quote unquote greatest hit shows to me is numbers don't mean anything in hip hop. And I think that
not,
that's what the Locks and Dipset showed us too. But numbers don't really mean a lot in hip hop.
okay, so think about this. And this is like just a perspective to offer. We just talked about Snoop and Nas's greatest hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many singles that they have released that wouldn't make their greatest hits in favor of a better album record? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Eminem doesn't have that. This is all the stuff that he's released that's done numbers. That doesn't make it great. That's why I was bringing up the shiznit. It's like, no, we know What's My Name and Gin and Juice and Ain't No Fun and Doggy Dog World are making it. It's like why Snoop is the shit is because Murder was the case and the shiznit's going on there too.
Well, see, what you're talking about are some interesting things because you're talking about having street records, right? You're talking about
it's not even I don't even think the shiznit is necessarily
you
what
know
you
what
would
I
classify
mean.
as a street record.
Records
It's just
that
a dope ass
records
I get
that
what you're
weren't
saying.
quote unquote singles, but
Right.
the community of the hip hop community just took on its own without the label or anybody pushing it. I don't think Eminem has those kind of records in hip hop culture. Like I mentioned, I don't think Mona Lisa got a push like that. I could be wrong, but there was no video for it like it was Teenage Love
Teenage
or
Love,
you know what I'm saying or
Children's Story.
yeah, it wasn't. You know what I mean?
It
And so
wasn't.
I feel like the DJs and just hip hop in general took a record like Mona Lisa and it just had a life of its own and it just became a classic. Eminem does not have any of those records. We could say for our top 20, there's a whole bunch of records like that for people. If you know, you know is not, well, not if you know, you know. The games we play and records like that, those aren't quote unquote singles, but they were taken, you know, by the DJs, by the people, and they got play because of how strong they were.
Right. So let's kind of tie this back together. And that's why I'm telling you, like, I love the intro to Ready to Die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. Like, that's Snoop's time. It's you know what I mean? Think about it. Doggy Style had just came out. You know what I'm saying? He had been on a run. You don't hear Gin and Juice or What's My Name or Doggy Dog World playing in the background because Big knew whatever. It was the shiznit playing. Eminem don't have those records.
And speaking of Big, I think that you mentioned this record earlier. Machine Gun Funk's one of those records.
I was actually saying, hold on, think about this. How would you honestly feel about a Biggie Smalls greatest hits that didn't have the what or Everyday Struggle or Machine Gun Funk or Gimme the Loot? How would you feel?
I would feel like it's watered down. And you know, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I kind of feel like that about Outkast's greatest hits to a
It
certain
is.
degree.
Don't no. The saving grace of
I
Outkast's
know what
greatest
you'll
hits is
say.
they put "Ain't
Ain't
No
no
Thing"
thing
on
on there,
there.
yeah.
They put "Ain't No Thing"
And
on
you
there. You
need
know, I
that.
feel that's a top 3 record.
Eminem doesn't have Ain't No Thing. He
No,
doesn't.
he doesn't have a Benz or a Beamer. No,
Mm-mm.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, you
Well,
need these
Benzo
records
Beam
to
is
be in the
technically a
canon.
single. I'll give them that. But songs like Ain't No Thing weren't a single. That's just buzz. He
I
don't
mean, think
have that.
about this. Benz or a Beamer was dope enough to be a single off of a soundtrack, and they had only released one album, and they're not from New York.
Yeah.
Think about this. I think they released Ill and Out Scratch's record first, but Benz or a Beamer is the second single off New Jersey Drive.
Was it? Because I think that Total Can't You See was on there too. Was that
Okay,
before?
I'm thinking on the rap tip though.
Okay, yeah, I got
And I
you.
know Big is on there, but that's an R&B song. Ill and Out Scratch. Can't shut them down on a player. You gotta give pound to a player. That was the first rap joint they released, but then they dropped Benz or a Beamer. But Total Shit with Big on the verse was dropping too. But those were the kickoffs. But think about this: where Big from? Brooklyn. Where Total from? Jersey.
Yeah.
Where Ill and Out Scratch from? Okay. Yeah. Ain't they from Ill and Out Scratches? Ain't they from like Mount Vernon too?
I thought they were from Mount Vernon. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Correct us in the room
I think they're from Mount Vernon too. So it's like, no, like that fit with New Jersey Drive. But this group from Atlanta just made Southern Playalistic had this song that was so dope that even them cats up top was like, no, we gotta drop this shit. This shit hard.
You know,
like,
when you think about it, young Outkast was given assignments to actually make albums. Like L.A. Reid's like, look, you got to make a Christmas song to make this album. Boom, we made Players Ball. You get a New Jersey Drive. This is
gotta make a song about carjacking.
Yeah, because nobody else had to do that.
No, Big's are like that is a straight calling ass record. It's like we need to get y'all on the soundtrack to spread your fan base. It's a movie about car theft. They like, oh, we got it. They had the Mercedes Benz, but
it's my favorite Outkast song.
I know it's up there.
You know what I love about Benz or Beamer? I just love the fact that Outkast was a duo and they're bouncing off of each other. And as great of a duo as they became and as big as their legacy is, we didn't get a lot of those moments. That's why, like, when you get songs like Spaghetti Junction, you kind of cherish those moments. We didn't get a lot of those moments. And I think that's why people love ATLians so much, because we got those moments the most on that album.
No, you're right. I mean, all of their back and forth is between 94 and 96 pretty much, except for Spaghetti Junction.
Yeah.
And Benz or Beamer is probably the zenith of that, which is why you love it so much. They don't go back and forth like that, and it's beautiful the way they go back and forth.
Because it's like they're almost at ATLing in skill level, but they still got the rawness of Southern Playalistic. It's right in the middle of that shit. Michael Williams with the super chat says, random thought, but Big releasing Long Kiss Goodnight always bothered me. Always bothered me. Should have responded while Pac was alive. To do so after he died looked weak. Yeah, I didn't like any of the Pac shots on Life After Death.
Can I tell you something? And I mean, this was just my take on it. I always thought that was more of a Suge shot than a Pac shot. Didn't you get that feel?
You think so?
Yeah.
I guess I never thought Big was talking about.
No, listen.
Go ahead.
When my men bust, you just move with such stamina. Slugs missed you. I ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you. Who got shot and who did the bullets miss in that ride?
I think we ain't mad at you. You're right.
The 6'5", 300-pound dude got grazed by bullets. The 5'7", 165-pound dude got riddled with bullets. Slugs missed you. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
Who we talking about? How are we talking about Pac? Pac got hit and is dead. He talking about Suge.
I think it's the I ain't mad at you thing that kind of brings
people
to Pac.
But you're right. He's saying it in jest, like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, there are a lot of people that feel like Suge had something to do with it. Because I ain't never seen no hit go that way. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know no hit that goes down like that where the bigger dude don't catch like that. It's like it's damn near like the shooters know who was positioned where.
Yeah. Brian with the super chat says, Curtain Call is the longest charting hip-hop album ever. It's one of the longest charting albums ever. It's charted on Billboard in 2022. The records have proven longevity, not just what Mike and Coop like, longevity. Have they, though? Okay. I mean, listen, I think this is the thing. We just got to be real, man. He's going to do numbers regardless, but do we hear these records? Now, maybe I'm crazy and maybe I'm going on my quote unquote opinion, but you don't hear these records in hip hop spots. You don't.
No, hold on. I want because Brian jumps in and defends M all the time, and it seems like it's all he does. And what I would like Brian to do is now tell us where he is from, what nationality and ethnicity is. No, seriously, because I want to make a point when he says these things, not just what Mike and Coop like longevity-wise. Well, it's not what we like. It's what hip-hop says. It may be, you're striking me as somebody that's outside of the sphere of the core of this culture. And what we won't be doing is resetting standards just because somebody keeps charting, because I'm going to keep on bringing this up. Well, MC Hammer once outsold everybody. Vanilla Ice once sold 17 million records worldwide. What Vanilla Ice songs deserve to be called classic because he sold 17 million records worldwide?
This is what I'm going to say when it comes to, let's just say, Hammer, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, all this chart stuff.
You hear Ice Ice Baby or whatever, and it has a connotation to it. But one record that you do hear organically is Jump Around. That's a record that we can honestly sit here and say that record gets played. There's not an Eminem record in existence that gets the kind of play that Jump Around gets, and that's just
I love Jump Around. Hold on, so it's
not about whatever y'all trying to make it about. We're talking about the music, and we're talking about music having legs, and that's an example of a record that has legs. I don't care what it sold. We don't know how much it sold. Like I said before, does anybody know what the Low End Theory sold? Who gives a fuck? It has legs.
That's a very.
Does anybody know what The Great Adventures of Slick Rick sold? We don't care. Well, how many weeks was that shit charting? How many weeks was Paid in Full's charting? We don't care.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, no, my only thing with Brian is like, well, if that's all you have to stand on, that you don't have anything really to stand on here, because that's not what hip hop is built on.
No, it's not.
Like if hip hop was built on what you're talking about, like Rakim wouldn't be able to put Lyrics of Fury on a greatest hits. You get what I'm saying? And that would be an injustice to hip hop culture. And so that's what I'm saying respectfully. No, we're not resetting any bars or standards for Eminem. The records have to be there. Exactly. Not the chart-topping sales. The records have to be there. And guess who has to okay it? This community has to okay it.
Well, Lyrics of
Fury? Does Lyrics of Fury have a video?
Mm-mm.
But see, it's on the greatest hits. Do you want to know why? Because the people.
Exactly.
People.
But see, even on top of that, though, Coop, if we want to talk about record sales and records that were big in its era and did numbers in its era, do you still hear Nelly Ride With Me? Because I do. Those records were hits.
Huh? I love Ride With Me.
It's a great record. It is what it is.
I love E.I. more.
When it came out, E.I. was my favorite of the three. But the record that has lasted the longest
Ride With Me has the most replay value.
And it is what it is. Eminem does not have records like that. I don't care what the Billboard says. You're not sitting here going out there seeing people playing these records. And if you do, maybe I'm just not in the same spots. I don't know.
Okay, so let's go back to the whole Ready to Die intro thing. This is what I mean about like Biggie and Puff knew what time it was. Do you understand when they're doing that intro? Gin and Juice is #1 on the rap charts for 6 months straight. I'm going to say that again. Gin and Juice spent 6 months at #1 on Billboard's rap charts. But when you hear the intro to Ready to Die, you hear the shiznit, because the streets said the shiznit's actually better than Gin and Juice. Right.
Michael Williams with the super chat says Lil C said it was about pop.
I mean, you really can't trust the things that C says, though. You can't.
Oh goodness, I think
I've met C's once too. C's was cool to meet. He was way better than Bleak, but not as
Bleak
cool as
celebrating the anniversary today too. Willow Weston with the super chat says, "Love the podcast, fellas. Not a big M fan myself, but he does have a lot of standout features. Rarely out-rapped on a record. So what are his standout features? I would like to know."
No, he's talking about Renegade and he's talking about Dead Wrong. But give me more than those two, because I can give you 3 Nas verses from 1995 that are better than both of those verses, and he didn't even have an album. You see how it gets inflated and conflated?
Definitely inflated. And honestly, in my personal opinion, Renegade is one of the worst songs on the Blueprint. It shouldn't even be on
And I
the
told
album.
you about that double entendre bar style Jay's using on there. That's crazy. Normal rappers can't do that.
Yeah.
Keep trying to say that. The style that Jay is imploring on Renegade, you can't rap like that.
Well,
Okay?
speaking of Memphis Bleak, Memphis just recently
90% of us
said
can't rap like that.
Memphis just recently said that Jay-Z's part on Renegade has aged better than M's. I don't know
I
who
concur.
I don't know who
Did he say
Memphis
that?
has been
Did he say
listening
that?
to, but I think a lot of people are saying that M's music, and now they're even saying some of his verses just haven't aged well. You know what we call that? That's getting caught up in the hype, in the moment.
Okay, so how about
Time
this?
reveals.
This is what I mean. Jay felt like lyrically he wasn't about to win that battle with him that day based on the track that got sent to him, because that got sent to him. And so he made it a style fight. And style tends to hold over time more than bars, unless the bars are all-time great, i.e. Rakim, Nas, Black Thought, Lupe. You feel me? Like all-time great. The bars hold. Other than that, styles win fights. That's why you can still play the One More Chance remix to this day.
No, that's real.
First thing first, I pop a freaks all the honeys, dummy. That's a style contest. That's not a bar fight.
He killed that record.
Killed that record.
Melvin Wright with the super chat says, I always thought Big was talking about the robbery. I mean, that's how great Big was lyrically. Everybody can interpret it so many different ways.
I mean, when he's saying slugs missed you, I ain't mad at you. I want somebody to explain that to me then.
I guess he's talking about the robbery? Yeah.
Right. I mean, because Tupac got hit twice. So how is he talking about Tupac if he's talking about the slugs missed somebody? Only slugs that got missed was by Suge.
He got grades.
Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Unless you can show me somebody else that got shot at where the bullets missed them.
I didn't say the worst song on the Blueprint. I will say this. I would say that the only song worse than Renegade to me on the Blueprint is Jigga Jigga That Nigga Jigga. That's not a good song. Now, Ola Ovito's actually not a bad song. It just doesn't fit on that album. And I think that from a production standpoint, I think Renegade's the worst beat on the Blueprint. I think that the rap saves it. I don't love the hook. I just never liked Renegade like that.
No, I like Renegade. It's not. How about this? It's
After
not,
listening to You Don't Know and Song Cry and Heart of the City, yeah, it's not at that level. It's just not.
Hold on. How about this? Where would you place Renegade?
On the album?
No. Listen what I'm about to give you.
Go ahead.
In relationship to the Jay and Nas collaborations, excuse me.
Interesting.
Where would you put
Black
it? Jay and
Republican
Nas, you and I talk vehemently about how, this Jay Nas thing, it's like, y'all need to do better. Where's Renegade?
I think that's a lack of
y'all need to do better. No.
honest.
Y'all need to do better. But where's Renegade going there?
Okay, I'm gonna get Black Republican number 1, right?
Me too.
After that,
I would have to go Renegade. So it's a dope record.
this is the thing.
I love Success, but I don't think Success is necessarily better than Renegade. I think. How about this? Jay on Success, that might be my favorite shit that he does on the album, flow in lyrically wise combined. But that's because he knows Nas is coming to sew it up, and then he's like, gotta come with my A shit. And he did.
I'm gonna be real, Coop, and I know people in here are gonna say I'm bugging. Just based on what I would rather listen to, if you want to sit here and throw all these songs out there, and I gotta press play on these. I'm pressing play on Black Republican first. I'm pressing play on BBC second. I'm pressing play on Success third. Then it's gonna be Renegade, and then it's gonna be Sorry Not Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna go Black Republican, Success, and then Renegade.
Okay.
So that's where I would place it. And so
I actually like BBC, man. I don't know if it's because Jay took it, man.
It's too hot. It's too happy.
You don't like
and
the
these
happy
niggas,
stuff, yeah.
I mean, first of all, shit's way too happy.
Jay Short with the super chat says, M songs don't have legs because those casual fans discover the real thing after being introduced to hip-hop by Eminem. Very interesting. He does introduce many non-hip-hop fans to hip-hop. Some stay, some don't. Patiently Waiting, All She Wrote, Forever. No Love. That's Willard Weston's
Oh,
features. Now, I'm not a huge Patiently Waiting fan, but I am a big fan
don't
of
push me.
Don't Push Me.
Yeah,
I think that's one of his
I'll
better
listen to both of
features.
those verses too.
Yeah.
I'll, and also too, I don't count Dead Wrong like that because he wrote that. First of all, that's Biggie's early stuff, like as in pre-Ready to Die Biggie, as in not
Mm-hmm.
greatest MC of all time stuff, maybe not even top 10 lyrically
If Biggie
stuff.
lived, we probably would never hear the record.
We would never hear
Yeah.
not those verses. He would have redid it, but
He might not
I
even
would.
done that,
I,
man. Like,
I love M's come in on Dead Wrong more than I love the verse, to be honest with you. Like after the come in, I'm like, I'm cool. There's 7 different levels to devil worship and Horse's Head. Like I love the way he comes in, but after like the flip is done, I'm cool.
again, it's style. What is he
Camels, mammals, and
saying?
rabbits, but I don't get into that. I kick the habit. I just eat you to death with weapons. The evil, yeah,
I can't
it's
relate,
cool.
man. Can't
I got
relate.
a lion in my pocket. I'm lying. I got a 9 in my pocket. It's like, oh, so you Jack Prince shit too, just like Tupac. All
Who's
right.
ready for war? I'm ready for war. I got machetes in Royal. So any that said he was raw. I mean, the rhyme scheme on there is dope. Mad Max, shout out to him with the super chat, says, not trying to give M Bell, but I do remember when Forever with Drake, Wayne, and Kanye came out. That's the last feature I thought from M that got played well and and lasted. Do people still play Forever though? I mean, let's be real. I mean, I think it was hot when
I
it
can
started
remember
because
there was a time.
it was on the LeBron James soundtrack. It had the hottest people in the game. It had Kanye, Wayne, and Drake on there at the time, and he
When did it
closed.
come out? When did it come out?
Man, that shit was like 09-ish or something.
I can remember hearing it like 13, 14-ish in the club still. But I mean,
Never been impressed with that record, and I know y'all gonna say I'm hating. I just don't like the record, man. Maybe it's the production selection because whenever Dre does his Dre stuff and M's on it, like on What's the Difference or even Forgot About Dre, or if we get a record like Guilty Conscience, I like it. But again, it's not all-time top 5, top 10 MC type of stuff either. Michael Williams to the super chat says, Coop, who do you think the Heard Through the Grapevine You Got F'd 4 Times was for? Those rumors about Pac in jail.
yeah, I mean that. Okay, so first of all, I felt like that was kind of. Can I just tell you the truth? Because I'm really like detailed like that. I thought that was the laziest part of that record, and I love Long Kiss Goodnight, but I thought it was the laziest part of that record because he just straight up took what Prodigy and them said on Drop a Gem on him and ran with it. So it really wasn't much thought involved. Prodigy and Havoc actually spoke to it while Pac was alive with Drop a Gem on him, and Prodigy literally says Rikers Island's flashback to the house that you got scuffed it in. You would think to get in your headshots enough then. You know what I'm saying? So
I
it's like,
think, in my personal opinion, not to cut you off,
it was kind of lazy by Big. He just took Mobb Deep shit, really, if you really want to know how I feel about it.
I think any and every line that could have possibly been about Pac on Life After Death should have been X'd. It just should have been. You know what I mean? Like, knowing the climate at the time and understanding what it was like, and, tensions were high anyway. And Big was great. He didn't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't need that. And so I think that, unfortunately, not cutting that stuff led to what ultimately happened, unfortunately. Or it increased the chances, I'll say that. I have no way of knowing if any of that stuff would have been cut, if things would have been different, but come on, man. Why are we poking the bear?
The reason why it
in a
didn't get
situation
cut
like
is because he died, though. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the shit was done. He was out there on Sway's show rapping these verses.
He did rap Long Kiss Goodnight on Sway.
Going back to Cali was out. These records were out. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It wasn't like now
where doing that. I make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese live.
Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And because you already did it with the Who Shot You, and even that was in poor taste.
That was a timing thing.
Regardless, that should have never came out. Let's just be real. The timing was very convenient.
I feel 2 ways about that. I feel 2 ways about that. First of all,
and I love that record.
It's one of the best rap songs ever, Mike.
I
It's
love
one of
the
the
record.
best hardcore East Coast rap songs ever. Like it is. It's how about this?
The
It's not
timing was
Shook
in
One-
poor
How about
taste.
this? It's not Shook Ones or Life's a Bitch to me, but it's probably next, like third, like Street Record. Like it's like that.
I love the record.
And so
It shouldn't
and
have came
so
out.
I get what you're saying, but it's like it's one of the best rap records ever.
Shouldn't
It's
have
hard
came
to
out,
like.
Coop. Listen,
But
man.
you want
If
to
me and
wait
you
till
was
like
cool,
97 when they're both dead to drop. I mean, I feel what you're saying, but it's man, that song changed.
I feel what you're
it changed the way
saying.
niggas was rapping about shit. Jay,
Coop, I
Mike,
feel you. But
have you heard the
listen.
story about how Jay
I've heard the stories. Let me tell you
went to
this,
go
man.
listen to Who Shot You?
I
Like,
hear you. Great record. I'll tell you this. Me and you cool, right? You come to the studio to see me, supposedly, or whatever, and I'm in that studio. You get shot in the, you know what I'm saying, in the lobby.
that's not how it happened, though.
How'd
He
that
wasn't
happen?
there to see them.
Okay,
He was
let's
there
say
to
he
see
wasn't.
another
Let's
artist.
say he wasn't. You went to the studio to record with another
He was.
artist. I
I
happened
forget
to
the
be
artist's
in
name.
that
It's like Lil
studio.
Peak or somebody had given Pac 10 G's to
Got
go
you,
lay
yeah,
a verse
yeah.
down.
Okay.
Everybody recorded out of that
Okay,
studio, Mike.
got you. I'm there, right?
Like MOP was like there that night. C's was there. Bad Boy, everybody was there. Like the only nigga that wasn't there was Nas.
I feel you. Okay? You're there. Something like that happens, and for whatever reason, you have an inclination that I knew it was going to go down, and I didn't give you the heads up. Whatever, regardless of what's true, not whatever, I can't put out a record. Who shot you? We're just going to hold on to that one for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's in poor taste. Regardless of when it was made, I could have made it fucking 2 years before that. I'm not going to put it out after you sitting here being shot and you accusing different people of it and my name is in the mix. To put out a record like that with that title, regardless of what it's saying sonically, it feeds into it. It does, man. Regardless.
I understand that. No, I understand that. And so
it shouldn't have been put out.
I'm gonna like, okay, this album, the song was recorded before the Quad Studio shit. Okay?
Doesn't matter.
No,
it should have
listen
been
what I'm
put
about to
out when
say.
it was put out.
No, okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna submit to you once again. Now, who was in control of that?
Yeah.
All right. Just like
I
who was
feel
in
you.
control of this juicy thing? Everybody like, how did
Cool,
Biggie get his
cool.
hands on this? It's like
Cool.
I got a real good
Cool.
idea how Biggie got his hands on the juicy song.
We gotta
I got
stop
a real
that,
good
though.
idea about how Who Shot
It
You
was
got
a
mixed.
team effort, though.
A lot
Coop.
of the fuckery keep pointing back to one person, but I'm
I
gonna keep
feel
saying
you, Coop.
yes.
I feel you, Coop. But did Puff go out
But
there?
do you?
Coop. Let's be
Because
real.
Big recorded those.
You're not gonna let me
vocals
finish. Hold on. You're not gonna let me
No,
finish.
go ahead.
Look,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
this is the thing, bro. Puff didn't will him over to Sway's show to rap these verses that sound like he was popping shots at a person that was no longer here. He kept it going. He did. He got
Can I
to
tell
get
you
something
something?
for that too. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
All jokes aside, and all debate aside, let's just speak briefly like grown men who handle things in a grown man way. You done went out here, we're professionals with what we do, and you've gone out here live and told our audience that you fucked my wife.
Yeah.
The least of your problems concerning me should be me rapping about your ass.
Well,
you should be
he's
worried.
gone,
No. That's what I'm saying. Let's talk like men. You should really be worried about me coming to see about your ass, not rapping about your ass when things got to this point. And so everybody's to blame. It went too far.
Yeah.
Everybody.
But I think this, and I agree with you on that.
Come on, you fucking my wife? Oh, is that what you did? You don't gotta worry about me rapping, nigga. You don't have to worry about me rapping. We're gonna wrap you up.
Cool. After the man's gone.
Like Dexter, and make sure the blood don't get out.
Cool. After the man's gone, you keep going?
Like I said,
it's over at that point.
There's some things you don't say, Mike. And I love Pac. You know how I feel. I actually feel Pac is more important than Big, even though I think Big is the better MC. I think Pac's more important. He crossed so many lines. And I can remember Ice-T doing an interview when he was doing Mad TV with Pac, and he was trying to calm Pac down. And Pac, in his deepest of hearts, felt like they shot him and set him up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. But you have to deal with what
That's
you say
no
coming
little
after.
thing. Yeah.
Huh?
That's no little thing.
No, getting shot and robbed is not a little thing.
It's not.
No. But when your response to it is, first off, fuck your bitch and the clique you can't claim. West Side, when we ride, coming quick with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on Bad Boy. Niggas fuck for life. Aren't you inviting it back?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like Hit 'Em Up. That's why everybody that says Hit 'Em Up is so great. It's like, what do you hear that's great about that?
Yeah.
That's not great. That's the Tupac I don't want to remember.
Yeah. Darius Campbell with the super chat says, "Hey Coop, who closed out a track better than Pac? Songs like Smile, Straight Ballin', and Made Niggas are hard to top." I know we done missed a whole bunch of super chats, but we're gonna get to them real quick.
Yeah. Go back and grab the super chat.
Yeah.
He brings up a viable point. It's just, Biggie. Some of it is how everything connects, and so Biggie had a team initially. Pac didn't get a team till the end, and so the way Suicidal Thoughts plays at the end of Ready to Die, and the way that You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You plays at the end of Life After Death. Mm-hmm. Some of it is a title, some of it is a time, some of it is a death, but it's hard to beat Suicidal Thoughts and You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You.
I agree with that. Darian Harris with the super chat says, "If you listen closely to BBC, what made it so dope is that Nas and Jay borrowed each other's rhyme styles." Never listened to it in that way. But hey,
that's fascinating.
It is fascinating. I like the song. Mad Max with the super chat says, "First part of M's verse on Dead Wrong is Royce's verse off the original Renegade that never came out. M took a piece of that and started it off. That's not his. So which one came first? Are we sure?" Unknown Name with the super chat says, "I always say Big performed Last Kiss Goodnight in Cali is the cause of his death. It was literally I dare you." It's a very sad thing, man. I hate that it kept going.
Okay, so hold on. Where is Puff in this? Hold on one second. Somebody's at my door.
Let me get to the super chat. This is a real live show here. Willard Weston says, "I'm going to go as far to say that Biggie started the beef. Biggie made the hit to get Snoop's trailer shot. Pac hadn't said nothing about Big before then." Man, this conversation just went somewhere else. Set Good Production says, "Where's the accountability on Pac's part? Like, what the fuck?"
I just bought
LP with the
Pac's
super chat. Nah, I'm just catching up. He probably said that before we said it. LP with the super chat says, "Big got comfortable after Pac died and got clipped."
I don't even want to do this. I don't want to talk.
I don't want to talk about this either, man. Like I said, I want to hold our people high, but see again.
No, for real. Like people. Okay, so like for the people that weren't there, this fucked everything up. It didn't make anything better. Yeah. It didn't make anything better.
It didn't. It really didn't.
And they're not here, and so rap's not the same. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.